This is your invitation to Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2023 in Novi, Michigan, Saturday, November 11th. The lineup is power-packed. You won't want to miss it. Learn from incredible speakers like Leroy Maines, Keith Kalfas, Caleb and Brittany Allman, Sam Gimble, Weston Zimmerman, and Jeff Joyner, just to name a few. Tickets are on sale now at the early bird registration price of $197. And hurry, because seating is limited to just 300. Now through August 31st, purchase the whole ball of wax and receive a free ticket to LAL 2023, a $200 value. Once you purchase your ticket, you'll be added to our private Facebook group, where you can network with other attendees, get access to the discounted hotel room block, and get the inside scoop for the Friday night party, brought to you by Kohler. Thank you to this year's sponsors, Exmark, Sure Track Trailers, Yard Book, and Boss Snowplow for helping to bring this incredible event to life. We can't wait to see you November 11th, Novi, Michigan, at Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2023. Get your ticket today at lawntrepreneur.academy.com or use the link in the podcast description. Lawntrepreneur Academy Live.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
I'm done with my lawn route for the day.
Oh, nice, man. Nice. That's awesome, dude.
I told my crew, I said, I have a podcast with Brian. They're like, no way. I said, yep. They said, I'd like to get done early today. And the one guy's like, well, I'd like to go spend some time with my dad today. So let's do this. Well, we started at 7:00, and man, they hustled and still kept the quality. That's what I was shocked about, because I told them, I said, if I got to stop at a customer, I'll sit in the truck. It's no big deal. We're not sacrificing quality. Well, they hustled and still got the quality. So.
That's awesome, man. Isn't it funny how it's almost like a time warp sometimes when you want to get done by 2:00 that day for some reason, or you got rain moving in, and it's like you can do 20 lawns by 4:00, but then sometimes you get rain moving and you do 20 lawns by 1:30, and you're like, what has this always been there? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, well, that's what they were talking about on the way back to the shop. They were like, how do we do that? I said, well, it's simple, because we got hit with all that rain last week, so we were double cutting everybody last week and cleaning up the mess. And I said, this week we got blessed and we had rain, but it wasn't, the grass didn't just like double grow.
Yeah, right. I get it. We've had some crazy humidity, so the lawns are growing like 5 inches week to week. I mean, literally. Yeah. Some super thick stuff. I was mowing with the guys just the other day. We were double cutting all of our residentials, it felt like, which I wish we could get another $5 or $10 for. But it is what it is, just part of the business. But we were just, had fresh blades. We would change them out that morning, but man, I can't believe how fast the grass is growing around here.
Yeah. Well, I get more for a double cut as long as it's weather or if the customer cancels a week. Oh, okay. If I do something, like if it's for me, and I don't charge much, but I just enough to make up for some of the time. Yeah. Because you figure, as well as I do, the second time around with the second cut, you're pretty much flying.
Yep. But even an extra $5 times 20 lawns goes a long way sometimes per day or per week,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When it's taking an extra, 2-3 hours throughout the day. So,
dude, that's awesome. That's what now. Yeah, where are you guys at, by the way? Where are you at again?
Central Pennsylvania.
That's right. I swear to God, I just did a podcast with a young kid named Brock. He's got a jamming business, and he's over in Lancaster, PA. So small world.
Dude, you should have reached out, man. I'd have put you up for the night.
Well, no,
come hang out, or we could at least grab coffee. Lancaster's only like 40 minutes from me.
No, I just did a phone-in call, like just a phone-in one.
Phone one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I
thought it was one of your top tours. I'm sorry.
I should have. It's like I've got 1,000 friends in the industry of all different sizes and shapes of businesses and ages, and then. When your brain goes, all right, I need to go, interview 6 young guys for this tour or some guys for the shop tour, my brain, farts out. And then, I catch up with somebody 2 months later and they go, hey, dude, you could have came by. And I'm like, oh my God, you would have made the short list if I actually wrote that all down. But it's just, it's so helter skelter sometimes putting all this together. just do my best to balance it all. But yeah, I love to get over to the Pennsylvania area again, and Lancaster area. That's no. Are you in Lancaster, or are you around the east side of the state, or where are you at?
We're north of or I guess it would be northwest of Lancaster. We're just about 10 minutes north of Harrisburg, which is, the capital, right smack in the middle. And then that Lancaster is about another 30 minutes from Harrisburg to the east side.
Oh, okay. Okay. I gotcha. Well, then you're all in that greater area. And the reason I know that area a little bit is we had cut through to go to Rhode Island for a couple friends' wedding probably 5 years ago now. And that's just such a beautiful area. Pennsylvania cutting all the way through, going into the New England states. Absolutely beautiful area, man. So I can, you guys got like some of the nicest grass and some of the most beautiful trees in like the whole, country. I mean, arguably it's awesome out there.
We can be if it's taken care of. We can have some of the weediest grass too.
Is that right? Okay. Are you guys?
Oh yeah.
Are you guys doing more like hills and slopes, or do you guys have more flat land over where you guys are at? Because I know it varies, like region to region with Pennsylvania.
We have a combination of both. I mean, in general, it's more slopes and hills. Now, my mow route, I have a couple properties that are sketchy, but for the most part, I try not to get into those. I don't want to tear up somebody's yard because the mower decided to take a slide down a hill.
Right.
I run Ferris sit downs. I'm looking to get a Toro. Well, as soon as I can get my credit right and afford to get it, I need to get a Toro multi-force.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The Ferris, it does well on side hills, but it's not the greatest. But I mean, luckily for the most part, any of the properties that have hills are mainly they have larger properties. So they don't like the price of having somebody else cut it. They're like, oh, well, I can do it for free for 3 hours on my John Deere.
Yep. 100%. Those are state properties, some of them. Well, I mean, and I don't blame them. When you get a $150, $250 weekly bill for your mowing, it kind of makes sense to,
it hurts.
Yeah, get your own 10 grand John Deere, or have your nephew come over and pay him, $10 an hour or something like that to go mow some of these properties, That's awesome, though. That's awesome. Well, glad to hear that things are going well and you guys are mowing and growing and doing the whole deal, man. I hit record at the top just to get into it, man, because I got a back-to-back day today with some podcasting, and I got a conference call here in about 25 minutes. So it's busy, man. It's busy. We're over here. The guys are mowing. I was just talking to Rob 2 seconds in between my last podcast episode that I did with a guest before I got to catch up with you, and we've got some thunderstorms moving in about an hour and a half, and they got about 2.5 hours worth of work left. You know what I mean? So they're like, we're going for it, man. Like we don't want to have to work Friday, and I don't want to have them have to work Friday. And I said, hey, if you guys get rained out, man, take 10 minutes, go to the gas station, quote unquote, fill everything up, and then maybe go bang out that last hour and a half worth of work. And then that way they got, their 3-day weekend, which I always try to fight for and help those guys best I can. But couldn't get in the field much today. Tons of office stuff going on, tons of podcasting. Thursday's like my batch day for her calls and podcasts, and it's good though. It just keeps me and Liz organized, and a predictable time to connect with you guys, man. So glad to have you on the show and be able to lock this thing down. I know we've been talking back and forth for a little while to do this. So what's actually your company's name, by the way? I know we were talking back and forth, but what's the name of your company?
The company's name is Doughboy's Lawn Care and Snow Removal.
All right, there you go. And
it's been my childhood nickname since I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
I love it. How old are you, by the way? You seem like an old soul, brother. Like, are you?
I'm 45.
45. Okay, let's go. Yep. It's a whole different language when you get over 40, man. You guys got the funniest jokes and analogies, and I love it. Caleb Allman's like slowly transitioning into that over 40 age of his life, and the stuff he says, I'm like, dude, it sounds like a grandpa, so it's awesome.
Yeah, all my friends tell me I'm 45 going on 21.
45 going on. Okay, I see. Well, are you keeping up with the young guys that are working for you, or how's all that going?
Pretty much. I do a lot of right now I got a very small crew. In fact, I was going to wanted to give a shout out to Foreman Rob there, tell him to keeping on what he's doing, because I tell you what, I'm trying to hire people, and you got a blessing in disguise there.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm looking now to try to get a foreman on, and just trying to find people is just so hard. So I just wanted to give props to him because, I mean, I know it's not easy, and he does a bang up job for you. And I like, catching up with him on the YouTube channel and stuff too. And I just wanted to give a shout out to him I don't know if he listens to your podcast or not, but wanted to give him a shout out and tell him that, his work is noticed by many.
That's awesome. He's grown like crazy, man. He's doing a great job. I couldn't be more thankful. That's a fact. So, amen.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Right now I got one foreman, that he's my right hand man. He does a pretty good job. The issue is that he works night shift because we don't have enough work for all of us to quit our jobs yet. Sometimes it seems like it, but he works night shift at a feed mill. So he's kind of like my landscaping foreman. He goes out, does all the mulch jobs and shrub trimming and stuff like that. And then I pretty much head up the mow crew. So I got my wife, she's runs a string trimmer. We just hired our first employee. We subcontract right now. We're going to go the whole legit. Well, I shouldn't say legit because subcontractors are legit, but we're going to do the whole workers' comp actual employee deal next year.
Cool.
Just right now with where the business is and the amount of employees, it just doesn't financially suit to go that route yet. So I'm pretty much the lawn maintenance foreman, and I go out with the crews and I do a lot of the mowing while they do this trimming and blowing. We're at the end of this year, we're set to purchase out another company. And at that point, I'll be bringing on more crews, because that company has 5 days a week worth of work as it sits.
Wow. That's awesome.
It kind of fell in my lap because, like I was telling you on the emails that we talked about, I wasn't even looking to get into this right away. It kind of was a eye-opening moment. I mean, I was a truck driver and missed out on my oldest kids growing up, and I said I wasn't going to do that anymore with my youngest. I wanted to be here, so I bought a truck, started doing local stuff. Well, that wasn't really paying the bills and whatnot, and then I got into farming and doing stuff. Well, my in-laws passed away last year, so we kind of inherited the farm. And I was like, oh, man, what am I going to do? Funny story along with that. I was just listening to one of your podcasts. I guess it was yours and Kalfas. And you were talking about how the story about Circuit City. I thought it was pretty funny because I was a manager at the road shop at Circuit City.
No way.
Got out of high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was a real company, though. It did exist, right? For all these young guys.
Oh, yeah.
They've never even heard of it.
And it was no lie. I mean, like you said, you got an hour for lunch, but 20 minutes of that lunch break had to be spent sitting in front of a stinking computer going over policies and procedures.
No way, bro. No freaking way. I recorded that episode, yesterday or 2 days ago, real time. And I was throwing it back. I'm like, man, I'm telling this story on the podcast. I'm like, I'm losing people. I'm like, nobody cares. But I'm like, bro, it was part of your job. I remember sitting in the little office with a little cubicle or whatever, and doing a little e-learning thing, and like they're like, if somebody runs out of the front with a big screen TV, you let them go. And this is 20 years ago type stuff. And so you were a manager of all this nonsense back in the day. That's wild.
Yep. I was managing the road shop. In fact, I built the store that went in Harrisburg. I was the original. I helped build that store.
Wow, dude, no way. So, so side note, if you were doing the road shop and the car audio, Circuit City was jamming with that stuff. It made money.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of the store, the big screen TVs, by the way, folks, this is when a flat panel was $5,000. And you believe it or not, they would sell these things like hotcakes, but they lost money on almost everything else, the computers with the rebates and Dell and none of that really made a lot of money. I probably just bad, management up top with the company and all that mess, and the internet probably put them out, to be honest with you. But car stereo with Sirius and XM, I would say we would get commissioned on that. And then the year I came in, they got rid of all that. But you would sell $200, $300 worth of Sirius XM radio, every 15 minutes. Corporate guys would come in, hey, I'm in the car a lot. I want to listen to I think Howard Stern maybe back in the day when he was exclusive with them.
Oh yeah, he had a big one.
Yeah, remember all that, and all the Alpine and Infinity, radios and stereos. Man, it's like Panasonic had their jam in there. That's like nostalgic. People don't even know like that company existed. Or my mom actually worked at Service Merchandise. Do you remember those guys?
Yep.
Like way back in the day. So it's I'm a '90s kid, man. It is what it is, But so you were.
It was that packed that at winter time, the winter rush, our car stereo install shop would be open way before and way longer.
Yep.
Than the store was, just to keep up. But yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that's so. How did you go from there? Then I think you said you did some trucking, and then you got into lawn care. How'd you get into lawn care?
Since 1982, Exmark has been dedicated to building the world's finest mowers. These machines provide you with a quality of cut that seems impossible, dependability you can measure in lifetimes, and an operator experience like none other. Because Exmark believes if something's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Visit your local dealer to discover a one-of-a-kind ownership experience and see the difference for yourself.
When I got into trucking and I owned a truck, I decided it was too much risk to put that semi truck on the road when it was snowing and icy.
Okay.
It's not necessarily my driving, but everybody out there, and all the expenses you have all year long. I'm like, I can't handle if somebody screws up and causes an accident in front of me and my truck goes down. So I got into snow removal. Well, my dad, he always did lawn care. He had the business for 40 years, I believe. And so I didn't want to compete with him. I got into snow removal. He didn't do snow removal, so it worked out. I got his customers and he would get mine, and did that for many, many years. Well, 3 years ago, my dad started having heart problems. Well, last year he went in for a procedure and the doctor flat out told him, and he only did lawn care on the side, folks. I mean, he did it 2 days a week. And I'm not, pulling a towel over your head or nothing. 2 days a week he did lawn care, and he would make anywhere from 40 to 50,000 a year. Like he'd go out and buy Challengers. He'd go out and buy old sports cars, whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted it. That's what he did with his lawn care money. Now, he didn't do it. He didn't do it tax smart though.
Okay.
Now, when I bought it, I couldn't use the existing business as anything. Couldn't get a loan on it or nothing because he broke even every year.
Okay.
Which he did it legally, but it was a hobby business, and that's how you could do it. Well, the doc told him that he had to get out of it completely. He had retired from his regular job and was only doing lawn care at that point. And the doc said, look, if you want to, stick around on this earth, you need to give up the lawn care because it's too much on your heart. And so I looked at him and I said, look, Dad, I know I was supposed to inherit the business, and that was the plan all along. This was going to be my retirement. I said, let me buy it out from you. He said, no, you're supposed to get it for free. I said, well, that ain't the case anymore. The man upstairs has other plans. I said, let me buy it from you. I said, if you're that gung-ho on, me not supposed to be getting it for free, let's meet in the middle on a price, something that I'm still buying the business from you, helping you with your medical expenses. But you're still happy because you're not, making a huge profit on it. And that's what we did. I bought him out. Well, I had an eye opener at that point. I'm like, oh shoot, here I thought I had, another 10, 15 years on me that I can go shadow him and learn the business and know what I'm doing. Of course, I grew up as a farm kid. I knew how to cut grass, but cutting grass when it's your own grass and cutting grass professionally is two totally different ball games.
That's true. It's true.
Or it should be. It should be if you're doing it right.
Well,
so here I am with no more time to shadow them. So I started searching YouTube. I'm like, I got to learn something somehow. And that's how I came across you. And like I said in the email, I'm one of those types of people that, you need to hold my attention, and your videos did. I love the way that you not only, took us on the job sites, but you told us the secrets, you taught us the business, and you made it fun. And I was like, dude, I can follow this guy. Well, I was hooked. From there on out, I was hooked. And then I made the best investment of my life. And I will tell all your listeners this: if you haven't done it, you need to do it. Buy the whole ball of wax it teaches you everything you need to know. And that's how I got off to where I am. I mean, I owe, and I'll tell you where I took the business to, but I owe that all to yourself, Calfus, and I follow Spencer's Lawn Care. Don't want to name drop on your podcast.
Yeah, no,
people
love them.
like that hold my attention. That's how I learned from. And the ball of wax was the peel cincher. And I know people look at it, well, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Well, if you click on that and you get that, there are options to do monthly payments through, I think it's PayPal. That's how I did it. And that's how I wrote it off. I'm like, all right, well, it's a lot of money, but you break this down over 12 monthly payments. It's, how can I afford not to? And I tell you what, I swear by it. I love it. I've learned everything from that. And then, of course, your podcast and YouTube channel, and it's a game changer.
That's awesome.
Huge game changer.
That's awesome, man.
And no, I was just going to say, I mean, I took my dad's business from, something that I couldn't take a loan on. And when like I said, I'm talking months to learn this. This was not, something that, I had a year to plan for, nothing like that. It was literally, he found out in, I think it was March of last year. And in May 9th of last year, my company was established.
Wow.
And I took it over, and I got his customers. He brought, he had lost some because he had already started backing down. I think he brought 10 customers to the table. And by the time I opened the doors and started dropping the mower decks, I had 25 customers that I was serving last year. And last year we did, I believe the count was somewhere on terms of 45 or 50,000 last year in gross revenue. And we're sitting now at the end of July. I just got my account statement from Blue Skies, and we're here at the end of July, and I'm already at 88,000.
Wow, dude, that's freaking awesome. So that's almost 100% growth year over year, and we're barely just finishing up July, like you said. That's incredible.
And that's just because a lot of it was I added mulch and spring ups and stuff like that to it, which I would have never thought about doing it if I wouldn't have bought the whole ball of wax and learned the tricks to it.
Dude, that's all. I mean, I'm so excited to hear that. And thanks for the plug. I mean, I'm not a big hard sell on anybody picking up anything. If the resources are there, if you want to grow and you want to plug in and you're serious, that's where it's at. If you want to just go down the rabbit hole of YouTube videos and find free content that's 8 minutes long and has 10% of the pie, of what you actually need to get it all going, then that's fine. Like, you can get a bunch of stuff from the free university of YouTube. Like, and I have, yeah.
You and Calfus said it best, and I'll bring this up because I just listened to your now it's a podcast that you did on his channel a little while ago. But I just listened to it today, and you guys said it best. There are a lot of free stuff out there on YouTube that isn't false information. It's great information, and you can learn a lot that way. But you got to think about it. People aren't going to give away all the information for free. Yep. If you want to learn the tricks and you want to take your business seriously, it's the old saying, you get what you pay for.
That's good. That's good.
But I tell my customers the same thing. You want me to come and pull a couple weeds for free versus you want to buy my weed package, you're going to see a whole total difference.
Totally.
You get what you pay for.
I love it, man. I love it. And thanks for the plug and thanks for the support as well. I don't take it for granted. By the way, if you have that, you're going to be even more excited because we got a bunch of stuff coming this fall for snow. So,
I'm anxious for the salt.
Yeah, I would say that you probably heard the episode. We got some salt stuff coming, more calculators coming. You guys can imagine what that relates to.
Oh my God.
It's going to be really good. That's actually done. Like, I'm really, really excited about that coming down the pike. We'll probably actually end up releasing that maybe mid-August because I know we're starting all those conversations with snow already, which is really, really exciting. So if you guys...
You and I are done coaching call here in the next couple of weeks. Actually, two of them, and the first one is going to be talking about commercial snow.
I love it, man. I'm
already getting hit.
I'm ready, brother. Like, same thing with us. We're already getting calls and inquiries. I feel like it gets earlier every year. I mean, like, the big boys, they lock this stuff in year round, to be honest. So when we're thinking like we're on it in July and August, some people have already been having conversations for 3 months, but nonetheless, if you're still having conversations in October, November, December, that's totally fine too. We pick up a bunch of snow work, last minute snow work, and we'll take it all, man. We gotta pay some bills around here, and hey, I'm building a house in a barn, bro. I'm not making money either, so we all got stuff to do, you know. So let me ask you this: the landscaping, like the mulch, the spring cleanups, all that stuff is really enhancing the business. Have you guys grown in terms of extra mow accounts too? Like what did the business look like this last year, and where are you guys at this year? Where do you plan to finish, hopefully?
We're projected to break the 6-figure mark this year, hopefully. Now, I will say that a lot of that's the landscape side of things because that's where the money's at. Mm-hmm. And we've been landing a lot of, this year's been weird. Like this year, I got a lot of, I call them yard restorations. They're either properties that somebody bought and it's been neglected because it sat with a realtor forever, or just properties that people neglected altogether. I mean, and they're the great before and after pictures, man. I'm loving that. But I mean, we're talking 3-4 day mulch jobs. To get in and clean up, everything that was neglected and trim the trees back and then finally get the beds prepped. We got a lot of them this year. But as far as lawn care routes, we did bring on several new customers this year. It's to the point now where I can finally take the business where it needs to be. I don't have a website, and that's like a number one worst thing to do for a business. I mean, I shouldn't say a number one. I think the first thing bad business move to do is to not be on Google. But everybody, all your commercial contracts, they look at Google first, and then they go to find your website. Well, I've been dealing off of Facebook just because I didn't have the capital to do it. Mm-hmm. I bought the business from my dad, and that pretty much, I took a loan out to do it, a personal loan to do it. So, I'm trying to keep up with that and keep up with equipment, to go do another business. In fact, I just had a Zoom meeting with your brother on Monday.
Oh, no, sure. Okay. Yeah. Small world, dude.
Yeah.
Brandon Bull.
Brandon Bull. We did one earlier in the year, and it was just, I was excited about it. It was, in fact, I told him, and it was between him and Mike Andes, is what I had it narrowed down to, mm-hmm. but I just couldn't offset the cost of it at the time. But we're finally to the point where we're going to be launching a website here shortly. And then, getting into, I've been on conversations with Postcard Mania about doing the direct mail, getting postcards out 4 times a year.
That's awesome, man.
I want to grow it. Now I'm sketchy because, like I said, we got one crew right now, a crew and a half, I should say. And with buying that other company at the end of this year, my schedule is going to be pretty packed. And let's face it, good help is hard to find. So I don't want to overextend it, but I'm kind of sitting on the postcard idea just yet till I see where all that falls. But the website, I should have done that a year ago.
Yeah.
No questions asked. But
hey, I'm right there with you. That's awesome, man.
I should have definitely did that. And I tell you, and the Google thing, oh my gosh, I have a funny story on that. I just got a phone call. I'm getting like 5-6 phone calls a day with, your Google site is not verified. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. They're not having people can't find you on Google. I'm like, I just hung up with somebody that found me on Google. You search in our area for lawn care and we're in the top 5. So you don't tell me my Google isn't working.
Well, I was going to say, be careful with some of those different folks that, I try to hey, hire our service and we'll get you ranked. I would say steer clear from a bunch of those. Also, side note, my Google page was suspended, which was really weird. I don't even know how. This happened 3 different times in the last 12 or 18 months. And I think it's because I updated my website, I updated some photos, and I got 50 Google reviews in like a 45-day window, all different things. So make sure if you guys have a Google page, just a quick glance at your my Google page account. I don't know why, but I had to call Google and get all this mess figured out. I was actually really pissed because it wasn't up there in the fall rush and the spring rush. And I was like,
no,
dude, for real. I was like, for about, I don't even know, maybe a 30-day window. It wasn't even up in the fall that I had just bought the website from Adam because I did all my Google reviews, there in November. And somebody was like, dude, I can't find you on YouTube or on Google. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, and it was suspended. It was flagged with a red suspended, said like my profile wasn't public. And I'm like, bro, I just spent $2,000 and I'm trying to get snow work. I was very, very unhappy with Google, but things happen, you know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I definitely, like you said, that was the first thing I started doing with getting all these, I call them spam calls, but that was the first thing that I started doing was I kept checking to make sure that, everything was there that I put there, and it was. And then after talking with your brother on Monday, I was like, he told me flat out, I said, I need to ask this question. Is this for real, or are they actually spam? Because, well, some of them are actually real companies and they claim to be able to do that. But the bottom line is, if you hire somebody and he's like us or Mike Andes or, a company to do your website, if they do their website right, that's all you need to build your rankings in Google.
Yeah.
He said, you don't need to spend money on that stuff. And I was like, well, thank goodness. I mean, I was already thinking that way, but I'm not the sharpest knife in the block when it comes to, business and stuff. So I wanted somebody to tell me that for sure. And he verified it. He's like, no, you don't need to spend money. He says, if you're getting a website, that we build that right into the website, that, the search engines and people hit it. And he said the two best things to get your rankings on Google is to have a good professional website that is done right with the search, parameters done right, and to get your Google reviews.
That's right.
We all know how hard that is. I mean, this day, especially my area, we're so rural that, we get a lot of elderly patient, customers.
Sure.
And they're like, well, I don't get online and I don't have Google, or I'm not putting my email address out there. And it's like, I'd really like a review, but they're the best ones. I mean, word of mouth. Oh my gosh, they blow you up and they're the best.
It's almost like, you almost wish that you could capture those and then submit it manually to your website or something like that, or to your SEO, to your Google page,
Exactly.
Yeah. I did a podcast just a week or two ago talking about Google reviews and how important they are. And I know we listen to a lot of stuff and it's a lot of motivation, a lot of X's and O's, but practically speaking, guys, we're trying to give you the farm every day to grow your company. And it's not as complicated as you think. Have good marketing, have a good website, have a good page, have some good SEO, and collect those reviews. Of course, you got to do the good work. You got to make sure you're on time and doing a great job. But it's one thing at a time. It's nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Matthew, one quick second here. Okay, I got a call coming in. 1 second, brother.
Ballard Innovative Products is a full line of gear for the lawn and landscape professional, weekend warrior, or home and garden enthusiast. From mower gear, safety gear, trailer racks, equipment securement, equipment servicing tools, chute blockers, snow removal tools, and much more to make you efficient, effective, safe, and profitable in the field. Be sure to check out the Ballard-Inc.com website to help dominate and elevate your business this season. With over 23 years selling accessories and 30 years in the business, we're sure we've got something you can't live without. And new to 2023, we have the Hybrid Gold Blades. These are the most versatile, longest-lasting blades on the market. Check Ballard-Inc.com often as there's new gear being added all the time. Don't forget to use Brian's 10 to save 10%. Stay safe and keep grinding. Ballard.
Hey, Mr. Spencer. Hey, doing good. All right. Hey, Mr. Spencer's actually joining us really quick here. Matthew, you still there, brother?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, well, hey,
what's up, Matthew?
We got a special guest. There you go.
Oh my gosh, I'm like a big fanboy right now.
We appreciate that, man. We appreciate it. I'm down in Columbus, Ohio right now, so it's kind of hard for me to hear. We're at the World Series of softball for my daughter.
Tell her best of luck. I just saw your YouTube where you were talking about her and her sports, and my daughter was watching that. She's big into softball too.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. It's becoming huge.
I can't believe you did that to me, Brian, because I was just about to say, when you made the comment about how it's not hard to build your business, and you were talking about the Google reviews and the website, the next thing I wanted to put out there, the side note to that, was reinvest in yourself as well. You need to go out and go to the different things, the different events that are out there as well. Spend a little bit of money and go. I went to Spencer's event last year for the first time.
Yeah.
Got to meet them, and they are phenomenal. And got to meet Mike Andes and some of the people that come in and talk. I'm lined up to go to LAL this year. I'm going back to Spencer's for sure.
Cool.
And I'm going down to the expo down in now I brain
Equip Expo probably or
Equip.
That's awesome, man. Well, I was
those type of things you have to go to because not only does it motivate you for your business, but you learn the other stuff.
Yeah.
Like Spencer gave me one of the best advices that I needed to hear at the time when I was there. I asked the question, when do you know it's time to go full time? Because that's the thing I want to do. I'm a paid firefighter EMT at night, and then I do this during the day. And he looked straight in my eyes and he said, brother, when it's time to go full time, you'll know it's time to go full time. You don't need to ask anybody. You don't need to, there's no decision. You'll know it's time. It's when you can't do anything else but lawn care. It's your time.
Spencer, your thoughts?
I took that to heart.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'll like fanboys right now talking to my two biggest idols that I watch on YouTube all the time.
I was texting Sean. I said, hey, man, you got a really quick minute. This guy loves you. And he's like, I'm at a baseball game. And I was like, you got a quick second? And sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. I try to call some different people in once in a while and blow your guys' mind. I mean, Sean will tell you he's a regular dude, but I mean, you know, I still fanboy when I get around Sean. I'm like, hey man, can I get a shout out? You know,
you goofy, shut up. No, you guys don't even know. I'm sweating like a sieve. It's 100 degrees here, and I just ran 300 yards to get out into the parking lot so I could even hear you.
Oh my gosh, look at that, man!
Well, I just did my lawn route, and it's about 100 degrees here too, Sean. So I totally feel your pain.
That's awesome. Sean,
we didn't even think we were going to make it here, so we're happy. One of our bigger accounts called us this morning and said, "Hey, it's really burned up. You know, skip it till next week." So we were like, "Okay," and we headed to Columbus. So.
Hey, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Are you
man upstairs has a plan for everything, brother?
Yes, he does.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, Matthew, you got anything for Sean? Because I don't want to take his whole time, man. He's a VIP, and if the minute I call Sean, he starts billing me by the hour, you know? So any I don't want to get an invoice, man. I can't afford his current day rate. You know what I'm saying? So
the only thing I can say is keep doing what you're doing, man, because you don't know the lives that you're touching out here in the industry that's growing it. I was telling Brian earlier, my thought when I started this, my business was thrown in my lap because of my dad's health condition. And I literally had 3 months. You know, I was planning on inheriting this. I thought I had 10 years to learn it and shadow him. And I had to learn it in 3 months. I started searching YouTube. I'm the type of person that you got to keep my attention in order for me to learn anything or to keep watching. I have a YouTube channel myself for gaming. That's another story for another time.
Mm-hmm.
But, the 3 top people that I've learned everything from that I will go to my grave saying that's how I got where I am today. And that's Spencer Lawn Care, Brian's Lawn Maintenance, and Keith Talfus. So
love to hear it, man. Love to hear it.
Doing what you're doing, man. I know creating content is hard. Like I said, I've been a different style, but I've been there. You know, I test mods for some games when I can. It's my fun time. And I know there's times you sit there, man, I got to put a video out if I want to get anywhere, but what am I going to do with it? I know creating content's hard. I've been there. I do it, but just keep that in the back of your mind that you're touching lives out here that you don't even know you're touching.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I don't want to, for real, take too much of Sean's time. I know he wants to watch his daughter's game and all that, rightfully so. Sean,
right.
Sean, thanks for taking the call, man. Any final thoughts while we got you, man? I just want to bug you really quick, dude.
No, man, it was just great hearing from you guys. I am going to rush back in here. She's about to do her long toss. They're doing like some testing or whatever you want to consider it. So she's competing against other girls. So I do want to see that. But no, man, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your podcast. Stay safe. God bless. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, brother.
I'll see you at Spencer's event.
All right.
Bye, brother. Take care.
Yep. See you, Sean. Thanks, bud. I'll let him hang up because I don't know how to. There you go. I think it's just back to me and you. Calling sometimes on a 3-way, like it gets weird, you know? So I'm just like, you never know if people are going to pick up. But I was texting him really quick and I said, dude, you're changing people's lives out there, man. And he sent me a photo. He's at on the grandstands or whatever at the baseball game. So, dude, small world that he was available, but even better. So.
Yeah, that's wild. Like I said, you put me in fanboy mode there for a minute.
Well, dude, like you said, we're all just normal people out there making a difference. They're trying to make a difference out there, and you never know who's watching or what or when or where. But you just hope that people are, like you said, having their lives improved, man. And that's at the end of the day what it's all about. But I actually do got to do this though. I do have to shift gears. I got to get running here in just a quick minute, but we can always talk about more stuff. We can always get you back on the podcast, especially as we start navigating towards snow, man. But it seems like you got a great business going on. You're 45. You got the company doubling year over year, which is incredible. A lot of great things going on, man. But any I know we took a little bit of time to do with Sean, but any kind of final thoughts you want to talk about for the next 2-3 minutes as we land the plane?
Biggest thing I can say is, like, I can't stress it enough. You need to reinvest in yourself. I mean, growing the business, you can learn all that on YouTube, but you got to invest in yourself. You got to spend money to make money, and there's ways to do it that it's a write-off. And I was a broke person when I started this company, so I was pinching every penny. I found any way that I could to make payments on something, or to be able to do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. You can get it done. But if you don't invest in yourself and learn the business and learn the tricks and be able to stand to your guns and don't do cheap work, you need to know what you're worth. And you can only know what you're worth by learning, and go to, get the whole ball of wax. That numbers calculator, know your numbers. That was a lifesaver for me, along with, the contracts and everything else.
Man, that's awesome.
And the seminars. I mean, like I said, I wish that I wanted to go to LAL last year and I couldn't, but I already got my hotel room here. As soon as some of these customers start paying here the end of the month, I'm booking my tickets for the event.
Yeah.
And I'll be at LAL. I'm going back to Spencer's. I'm going down to Equip. And like I said, just invest in yourself.
Man,
that's the biggest thing.
I can't say enough about all the kind words. I genuinely appreciate it. I'm never one to try to oversell or over promote anything that we got going on. I try to stay pretty grounded, pretty humble. There's a lot of great people putting on a lot of great resources and info, but I'll say this though: if you guys are trying to grow, don't shortcut the shortcut. It does take some money. It is a business. Like you were just saying, Matt, you got to reinvest. The whole ball of wax is still where it's at right now. If you pick it up, just so you guys know, you do get a free ticket to LAL this year, a $200 value, which is dope. We sold, I think, 130 seats. I got to look, but we've had to sold at least 130, 140 tickets. I mean, tickets are up probably 30% this year, which I'm really, really impressed. Last year we were flat year over year, and I'll admit that. And we still had 320 people there. It was an absolute banger, probably one of our best conferences ever. But practically speaking, there's less unemployment money, less stimulus money, less, loose money going around. The economy is a little bit more tight. So that being said,
and people were afraid to travel too.
Well, yeah, all the above, all of these factors. So that's where, if tickets are up 30% this year, while all this free money is a little bit less, and people are tightening the belt, if you will, that just shows that you guys are very intentional with where you guys are spending your money and reinvesting and want to grow. So we don't take that for granted. I know that I've been talking to every speaker that's coming to share this year, Matthew, at LAL. I was texting Leroy this morning. I was talking to Sam just again the other day. They're bringing the best that they can to help you guys grow. So I just really want to say thank you, man. Thanks for echoing what we got going on. Thanks for trusting us with your hard-earned money, with giving you great value for what we exchange with that with LAL and the whole ball of wax, man. We can't thank you guys enough, and we're just trying to help you guys grow, man. Maybe shave a year or two or 5, or some of you guys 10 years like myself off of that struggle bus of learning how to do this thing, and we'll get you up to speed and making more money sooner, which is always a good thing in my book. So
it definitely increased my business. There's no lie to that.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, by 100% year over year, and it's only July, brother. That's yeah. You guys are going to be knocking down 250 next year if you want it. No problem, done deal. So I love it, man. We'll do this really quick. Any parting thought that you got? Did you want to lead these guys while we got you? But if not, any social where people maybe can follow up with you and connect. But just want to say thanks for taking time out of your day as well, man, for jumping on the show.
Oh, it was my honor to be on the show. I'm looking forward to LEL. And like I said there in the email, and if my story fits, I'd be honored to sit on that growers panel that you put together.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, no, as far as parting thoughts, I think I pretty much said it all. Can't stress enough, or invest in yourself and do the little things because it pays off in the long run. As far as socials, we don't have a website yet. Brandon Bull's going to be getting the check to get that started here shortly. But we are on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Doughboy's Lawn Care 717. Get us there. And we try to keep up with it. I just got my youngest daughter. She's been taking pictures while we're out mowing. She wanted to be a part of the business. I said, well, I got the perfect part for you, because it's hard for me to concentrate on what I'm doing and take pictures and do that. So she's been putting together TikTok videos and whatnot. We're about to start launching that. We just started that. I guess I opened the account maybe a week or two ago.
Man.
So there'll be videos hitting that here shortly. Facebook, we try to keep on, pretty much with pictures and whatnot. So, but yeah, they can reach out, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for now.
Man, that's awesome. And by the way, you said firefighter and EMT, right? If you haven't listened to Mike Garvey with the Side Hustle Squad, have you heard his podcast?
Yes, I did.
Well, reach out to him and see if there's an opportunity to get on his show, man, because he's got it going on. And Mike's full-time law enforcement, but he's got a lot of teachers, firefighter, PD, and EMT on there. So it might be one, if you guys are listening this far to the show, go check out after this, the Side Hustle Squad podcast. And I don't know, maybe reach out to him, Matthew, see if you can get on his show.
No, I will.
That's awesome, man. All right, well, cool. Well, hey, that's what I got for today's episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks for sharing your story. A little audible there with getting Sean on. That was pretty fun. But thanks for taking time today, man. And we'll catch you on the next one. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast, guys. Don't forget to hit that plus button in the top right corner to get notified of all the different shows that we have going on for you guys. Check out entrepreneuracademy.com. Get your ticket for LAL. Make us proud. Let's fill the seats. We got 300 seats available for you guys. No lie, no hype. I mean, they're selling like crazy right now. We couldn't be more grateful, thankful. Sounds like it's going to be our best year ever. And let's get to 400 seats, man, or something like that. That'd be super incredible. And check out the full speaker lineup on the YouTube video that we have on the Brian's Lawn Maintenance YouTube channel, and the same video at the website at entrepreneuracademy.com. All right, guys. Well, over and out. We look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next episode. Let's kick it back over to Money Mr. Producer to take it away.
We love our industry and are always looking to maximize your production in the field. Ballard Products have over 350 products that can help you get the most out of your efforts every day. Whether you're looking to get a better cut, keep your gear on your machine, keep your expensive equipment clean and safe, or just get the most out of your machines, Ballard has you covered. Make sure to use Brian's 10 to save 10% off our complete line of gear. Jump on our easy-to-use updated website at ballard-inc.com to get your gear ordered today. Now get out there and make it your best year yet. Ballard.
Since 1982, Exmark has been dedicated to building the world's finest mowers. These machines provide you with a quality of cut that seems impossible, dependability you can measure in lifetimes, and an operator experience like none other. Because Exmark believes if something's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Visit your local dealer to discover a one-of-a-kind ownership experience and see the difference for yourself.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.